So we're just beginning the week of Thanksgiving, our week traditionally in the United States where we pause and reflect on the gifts that we've been given in our life. And while it's great to take one week or one day out of the year to honor those things, actually tuning into a practice of gratitude is one of the fastest proven ways to bring growth and change in your life. So this is a little bit like the law of attraction. And if you're not familiar with the law of attraction says that like attracts like. You may have heard the old cliche saying, birds of a feather flock together. But in some aspects, this is very, very true. Because that people who are negative and, like to always reflect on the bad things happening in the world, they kind of attract people who want to do that same thing. And if there's somebody over here who's super positive and optimistic, the negative person gets tired of hanging around them really quick because it's just a different energy. We know that different things in our world vibrate at different levels. So the chair that you're sitting on, even though it looks like it's a solid structure, actually, if you continue to break it down, it's actually some vibrating molecules. And on how the level that they're vibrating on determines the outward form. So think about going to your refrigerator and pushing the button that gives you water. That's one outward form of water that's vibrating at a certain molecular level. If you push the button for ice, ice comes out. That's a different form of water vibrating at a different molecular level. Now, take that ice and put it in a pan on the stove and turn up the temperature and let it sit there and boil. And pretty soon it's going to turn to steam and it's going to go up and go into the atmosphere in the form of a gas. So it is true that the level that we vibrate on determines what we attract in our life. So emotions have different levels of vibration. Negative emotions have very, very low levels of vibration. And if you work up the emotional guidance scale, you can see that emotions of joy, peace, gratitude, harmony vibrate at a much higher level. So that's one aspect of this is that we actually can we can actually change our mood by this tool of gratitude. You can use this practice today and right now if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling disappointed, you're feeling angry. Instead of just continuing to focus and stay stuck in that emotion, challenge yourself to do what I call a waterfall of gratitudes, where it is just like, how many things can I find that I'm grateful for in 5 minutes? Can I find 50? Can I find 100? Because this practice of looking for things that you're grateful for actually shifts things in your life. So when we think about this law of attraction, when you're stuck in the anger, the resentment, bitterness, whatever those negative emotions are, if you choose to stay there, then that is what you're going to attract more of in your life. So if you wonder, why does this type of person continually show up in my life? It's because there's a bit of you inside there that reflects that person. So gratitude is the fastest way to begin to change that. Gratitude also rewires our brains, because for every emotion we have, that emotion sends a signal to our brain that says it's this awesome, amazing structure that we have in our bodies. That emotion sends a response to your hypothalamus that says, make this chemical chain that matches this emotion. And it instantly floods your system with that chemical response out to every one of your cells. And the more you embrace certain emotions in your life, and the more your body is flooded with that, your cell receptors actually change so that they have more receptors for the particular emotions that you feel most often. So if you're feeling negative emotions, then your body, literally, you can almost see your body becomes addicted to that emotion, because your cells form lots of sites for that. And if it's not receiving that kind of hit of those emotions, it craves it. And it's like, okay, body, we need this kind of hit of negative emotion. So that's why if we've been in a really deep pattern of negativity, why it can be difficult to change and shift to a more positive space. It's actually a process that you have to go through of releasing the old and rewiring the new. But we can use things like the practice of gratitude to more instantly begin to rewire, because as soon as you do this practice of this waterfall of gratitudes, guess what? Your hypothalamus now gets some new signals that says, oh gosh, she's feeling gratitude. She's feeling joy. She's feeling some excitement about these things that she's grateful for. And instantly it begins creating new chemical sequences that now go out to all of your cells. Now, your cells may not have many receptor sites for this if this is a new practice for you. And that's why it feels like it's hard to adjust and hard to stay in that practice. But the more you continue to consciously come back to that practice, the more your cells, your actual cellular structure is going to begin to change and shift. And eventually it will accumulate more receptors for the positive emotions and the receptors for the negative emotions that it was so used to having shift away. So your practice of gratitude literally rewires your brain. Now, are you ready to have your brain rewired so that you can begin to see the world through a more joyful, optimistic, peaceful lens? If you're ready for that, then reach out to me, send me a message, because this is my expertise, is helping you shift permanently from one level to a new level. This gratitude process is going to get you started, a jump start on that path. And then when you're really serious about this work and a permanent shift, there's a lot of things that need released, resolved, healed, so that you can make a permanent shift where you spend more of your life in this attitude of joy and peace and gratitude. And then when the negative things come up, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to feel that anymore. And we shift away from it. Okay. So reach out. Don't stay in that negative spiral anymore. It's time for change. So I am transformational coach Vicki Haddock, and if you're ready to transform and live your Eiffel Tower size life, reach out to me, because I'm here to help you unleash and release I'm here to help you to release all of the stuff that's no longer serving you, so you can unleash your power and potential for your own greatness. Talk to you soon.